Welcome back to RedditRx. On today's video, you gain control of JK Rowling's Twitter account for a day. What unnecessary piece of information do you add to Harry Potter lore? Potter Puppet Pals is now canon. Buckbeak is an animagus who is fully intelligent and capable of turning back into a human at any time, but doesn't because it's his fetish. Harry's favorite finger, for no particular reason, is his left index finger. All Hogwarts students are required to take a sex ed course. The teacher? Hagrid. Harry wakes up in Hogwarts and everyone is gone for Christmas vacation when he has to defend the school from being robbed by Joe Pesci and Daniel Stern. Edit, Silver. Damn. Thanks Yale. D. Make the fan theory that the surviving Weasley twin becomes the Gene Wilder Willy Wonka later in life. The composition of the wand means nothing. A wizard could use a plastic drinking straw and it would work just fine, as long as they expect it to work. Snape was a stamp collector. This is the real reason James Potter bullied him. Ron grew up to become Ed Sheeran. The sorting hat was %100 unnecessary for class distribution. Its primary purpose was to get rid of head lice. Ron likes to take all his clothes off when he poops. When you're using the invisible cloak, you're not actually invisible, you. Ray. Naked. They just choose to ignore you as to not make things awkward. All of the really batshit information, Najani being a cursed Korean lady, the vanishing shits, the whole cursed child play, all of that was just a Quibbler article. Oh Zeno Lovergood, you endearing fruitcake. Dudley Dursley has a muggle-born daughter. She gets her Hogwarts letter and Dudley reconnects with Harry so he can learn about magic and be the opposite of his parents. Teenage wizards would jack off in front of the hottest moving paintings. Hogwarts in the 60s was a drug-fueled Technicolor dancing orgy every night, and the only reason it doesn't come up more often is because not a lot of people clearly remember it. Harry was born with a third testicle. Fred came back as a ghost. Harry put his name in the Goblet of Fire. Harry and Ron used some of Hermione's hair and Polyjuice potion to kill some time in the dormitories. The reason Dumbledore didn't bring back Harry's parents with the time turner is because Dumbledore always wanted a son of his own, but then changed his mind a few years later and dumped him at the Dursleys. Voldemort's penises also have snake-slit noses. Hagrid tried faux and didn't really care for it. That most people don't play beyond their early 20s because they develop Quidditch asshole. Nobody gives a fuck about Harry after he graduates, and he ends up spending the rest of his life bitter and working as a barista at Wizard Starbucks in Hogsmeade. There's a witch writer called JK Rowling famous for her Muggle book series, Harold Rogers, where the protagonist engages in wacky Muggle adventures. Edit. 48 inbox notices and not one Hogwarts letter. Fred and George Weasley switched places during the Battle of Hogwarts. When George died, Fred adopted George's life, complete with cutting off his ear, because he figured George wouldn't want him to spoil the joke. At the time of bringing his kids to Platform 9, 3/4 at the end of the 7th book, Harry is out on bail for wizard tax evasion due to hiring Percy as his accountant. Buckbeak was a metaphor. That the cauldron Voldemort was rebirthed in during Goblet of Fire used to belong to Horace Sloane. It was gifted to his favorite student, Tom Riddle, the year Riddle left Hogwarts. After Book 2 and the Polyjuice experiments, Ron and Hermione permanently switched places. I double down and declare that some of the older teachers at Hogwarts would forget they were supposed to use toilets now, so occasionally they'd just drop trow and urinate in front of everyone. Underneath the robe, Professor McGonagall is actually two twin dwarfs standing on each other's shoulders. They take turns being on top, so the other doesn't get tired. Voldemort doesn't have a butthole after resurrection. Harry pronounces it Jif, not Jif. Twilight is absolutely in the same universe. The Loch Ness Monster is someone who tried Polyjuice potion with basilisk DNA. I would 100% post that meme. JK Rowling reveals that you, the reader, were gay all along. But besides that, I would talk about the required procedure behind the pre-plumbing shitting. Wherever you are then making a disappear thing. Also, WTF JKR? Why couldn't they have had magical outhouses? Why did it have to get weird? Hagrid was a metaphor for the misunderstanding and mistreatment of furries. The My Immortal fanfic is now 100% canon. Thank you, JKR. Hermione dresses up as a cat girl for Ron, who developed a thing for it before they were dating. In order to have the feast so lovingly described, house elves of Hogwarts had perfected the art of reusing leftovers multiple times. They secretly go to cheap restaurants and learn from muggles. Recently they discovered internet, and now Dean Thomas's mother prints out for them every tip and trick she can find at Frugal Living blogs. I don't think I could top the post she made about wizards disappearing their poo with magic before muggles invented toilets. Muggle orphanages know about magic, and when an orphan shows magical prowess, they phone the Ministry of Magic for pickup and leave the baby outside. The ministry hasn't figured out how voicemail works and never come to pick up the children. Moaning Myrtle was masturbating in the bathroom when she dies, hence the name Moaning Myrtle. She was reported as crying based on what an ignorant first year claimed. George Weasley was adopted. Not Fred though. Harry doesn't have a left pinky toe. It was the only part of him hurt by the killing curse when he was a baby. And then all of us fan theorists will wonder why Lily didn't love his left pinky toe. I'd clarify that Dumbledore wasn't really gay, just gay for pay. Figure that way. Asterisk. Nobody is happy. I'm writing a new book. Double quote. I'll make her add a lot more lore by bumping community expectations. The protagonist was actually the flying car and everything after is just epilogue. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this Reddit story, please like, comment and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.